So let me unmute.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hola.
Hello.
Hola.
How is everybody?
So glad to be back.
Let's
Having
see.
the gang back together.
All right. So when last
There I am.
All right, let's turn off the flute.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah.
Turn
Sorry.
clear.
Give me a second. Grab me a
1001.
There you go.
Oh my God.
y'all. I will turn on loop music. Don't make me. Oh, I need to put myself in player mode so that I'm not showing all the DM stuff for this everybody. Derp. All right. So, recap because Anson's been gone, so we haven't had Draven. So, when last Anson was here, everybody was on the edge of a cliff at the mouth of a cave, about to explore this new portal that had opened up. And because Anson had to leave, Draven's father ended up showing up with a platoon of soldiers from the Kreklius Empire. Let me move the mouse. Coming over there, snatching him with magical chains and bonds, and dragging him away, leaving Teltix and Akmite to search through this cave alone, fighting off snakes and trying to dodge through certain snakes, finding themselves against a enormous naga made of bone that was blowing itself up from its own magic use. Going through the portal, they found a swamp. They found a whole bunch of weird creatures. They had their insides melted out by leeches. It was pretty good. Pretty good.
It was awful.
Sounds like I missed a fun time.
Oh, yeah. They ended up encountering the guardians of the mire and their noble lady who led them all, and discovered that a lich had taken premise up in this swamp in this other dimension. They went to fight him off through the temple. The lich ended up killing, who was it? He killed Akmite, turned around and was like, die. Luckily, one of the guardians of the swamp had a way to bring him back from the dead before he was permanently killed. It was quite amusing, honestly, because the guardian was an enormous snake, about 80 foot long, that swallowed Akmite in order to restore his soul to his body and then spat him back out. It was quite beautiful.
Yes.
Lovely.
They were returned. They had a brief conversation. Well, Akmite had a brief conversation while Teltix was unconscious. And then they did some things around the city. They went on a political mission for Kelki and are just now returning. I think that covers everything.
Yep.
Very shortly. And so, Draven, I've already explained to you how you got back to the city in private.
Yes.
And you are currently sitting in a bar. Your mistress has told you to wait there. Your friends will be here soon, and left you with a running tab on her gold.
Sweet. I'm getting drunk.
All right. Are you just like purposely drinking to drink?
No, I'm just drinking just a couple just to sit and relax, figure out what's been going on with me, how I'm going to relate to those other guys. Feel like I'm betrayed them, so I'm kind of sitting there a little depressed and confused and wanting to get back to the game. So I'm taking a couple ales, to be honest, and I'm just trying to relax.
All right. As you do this, and a little goblin kind of saddles up in the seat behind you. He leans his head back. Hey, you look like you've been through a rough time, kiddo.
I've had better days.
He draws out a deck of cards. Hey.
Oh, shit.
You want to see if your luck can change? And he's just shuffling his cards.
What are you offering?
Just a quick couple of games. Not much in the way of coin. Couple gold pieces.
Well, I hate to beat a dead horse. I do have a few gold on me. What are we doing?
Just a wee game of poker.
Oh.
Because JJ doesn't know the D&D equivalents to card games because she always just plays these card games in them.
I think poker's in the D&D verse.
So what do you suggest? 5-card draw? Crendolia Hold'em?
I am glad you gave it a name because I hadn't thought of what to call it yet. But
You think I should be dealing the cards then?
He looks at you. Roll insight on this goblin.
All right. 21.
He's very uncomfortable with the idea of you playing with holding the cards. He's like, no, I have to shuffle them, as though there's some reason he has to be the one handling the cards.
Look, I know you're just out there probably just going out and making friends, talking to people, want to make a little bit extra coin, but I take a serious face to him. If you're trying to cheat me, it will not go over well. So if you want to play a friendly game, we can play a friendly game. If not, I suggest you move along because I don't have time to deal with your bullcrap today.
Yeah.
I roll intimidation.
Okay.
8. Never mind.
I'm giving you advantage on that because you did just call his bullshit.
Okay.
So he's like, well, you seem to have been having a real rough day. Maybe it's not the right time for a game of cards. Yeah. And he kind of gets off the table. Hey, sorry to bother you. Here. And he just like leaves a silver on the thing for you. Sorry for bothering. Sorry. And he just kind of like scuttles off.
Have a good day.
You as well. You as well. Teltix Akmite, now's about the time that your little carriage that you were in, your little thing, is now rolling up to the gates.
Okay.
So, I was gonna say, what do you think you're gonna do with that card that you got from that traveling brothel? You gonna use it, or are we gonna maybe use it for some political gain or something? I don't know.
Who says we can't mix business and pleasure? We could probably, go in, talk, ask around, see what the word on the town is, figure out something to do next.
See if maybe any important people came through there.
Yeah. Could work out.
So, probably be a bit before we get our coin. We should probably hold up somewhere, wait for Kelki or someone else to come and get us.
Yeah.
The town is very busy today. You note.
Okay.
On your return, it looks like you've hit about the peak of the time of day when everybody's out like in the markets in full swing and all that. So it's very crowded now. There's people running around every which way.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should probably make our way to the nearest bar. Just hole up until Kelki comes first.
Yeah. I think we can do that.
As you're discussing this, a robed figure comes up and leaves you with the name of a bar to go to. Just like hands you a card and nods at you, and it's the name of a bar, the Dancing Troll.
Thanks.
Akmite, you know this as a very interesting bar in the fact that during the day they do serve alcohol. It's very just your average kind of like your average bar and grill you might imagine. But at night it's very peculiar about its after dark customers, so to speak. Only allowing in troll women.
The fairest of the women in these lands.
Yeah. That's a
if that's what you consider fair, I think we should probably wait on the brothel.
Well, at least it's not that time of day yet, so They're all right. Look, we can go there and wait.
Yeah, do you want to check it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm on my way.
You
And I
make
need to get a wallet for all these cards I'm getting.
You have two. You make your way through the town. Like I said, it's really busy. There's people going every which way. You recognize that there's a couple of like older kids. They're definitely still kids, but they're definitely like the older ruffian age kids, and they're clearly supposed to be in school, and they're skulking around in the market. You see one of them like is over on the side, just buys a quick snack for his friends, passes off a little like apples to his friends, and they're just like they skulk off down an alley. There's this tiny tiefling. He looks like if a halfling had a tiefling baby. Kind of wandering around, and he's selling all sorts of like different pieces. He's got like different mechanical things he's selling, little toys and whatnot. He's got this one. It's very odd. It's like you twist it at one end and let it go, and it just starts rolling around on its own like a little carriage that just drives itself. But it's really tiny.
Intriguing.
As you make your way through the market, do you want to stop anywhere, talk to anyone while you're heading through the market before you hit to the bar?
I want to go talk to that little tiefling.
You walk up and he looks at you. Hello.
Hello there, little one.
This tiefling is like maybe up to a normal human's knee at most. How can I help you? This phone isn't easy to hold.
Okay.
Adorable.
It's cute. Anyway, what have you got for sale there?
Clockwork toys. You see?
What sorts of?
He holds up the little like carriage, and he shows that on the back there's just a little tiny piece of metal that you twist and you let go, and then you hear it kind of like making weird noises, like the sound you might hear in like the bigger clocks some of the rich folk have. Kind of like that sound that you hear, and it just starts rolling around on its own, just kind of in a straight line. See?
Oh, cool. Before I say anything else, can I tell if this kid is a child or an adult? I can't tell, honestly. Tieflings are kind of tricky in that regard.
Yeah, roll me nature for this.
Okay.
You can't tell. You can't. It's either a really small adult or just a smart kid or just a kid who's been sent out here to barter his wares, but you can't really tell.
I'm gonna take my luck. Take my chances. I pull out my orb, glass orb full of water that has a clockwork goldfish, and I show it to him and say, "Hey, I have something like that too."
Ooh! And he looks at it. He's like, "This looks like something my granddad used to make. Where'd you get it?"
A very powerful wizard gave it to me. He was my mentor. He's a good friend of mine.
Oh. What kind of wizard?
He was multifaceted, let's just say that.
No, I mean, what was he?
He was a kobold.
Oh, the lizard peoples.
Yes, exactly.
He looks, he's like, my son has a friend who's a lizard person. They're very good people.
Huh, your son. Don't take this the wrong way, but I did not know that you were an adult.
I'm 250 cycles old.
Holy shit.
This is a very old character, yes.
Well, what else do you got in the way of little clockwork trinkets?
He pulls out a little tiny crossbow that you could probably that's too small even for his tiny hand. I have this, and he has to like maneuver it weird because it's so small even for him, and it's got just the tiny. It's like almost a toothpick for an arrow. He sets on and he pushes it, and it fires the toothpick off, and then you hear the gears grind, and it just resets the string for it.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And he sets like a stack of toothpicks on top of it in a little container. It kind of like fits on there kind of odd, but then he just sits there and he maneuvers and he just fires and he hits a little switch on the side and he just starts firing the toothpicks like rapid fire. Just beep, 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 beep.
Intriguing.
Picture like a Nerf gun essentially, but he's firing toothpicks.
How much would you like for that?
A silver piece.
You know what? I'll take it, and I'll throw in another silver piece for some toothpicks.
He hands you this, and he hands you a magazine of toothpicks, essentially.
Thank you. It was very nice talking to you. I'm afraid I have to be on my way, but yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And he just goes back to playing with his toys. He doesn't.
What an interesting old fellow.
As you wander away, you can watch. Like he doesn't really seem to like do any like promotion for anything. Just some like a little kid who's with their parents, who's not old enough to go to school, or like an older person like yourself who's like, oh, that's really neat. We'll just kind of come over and see what he's doing. It seems a very effective sales strategy because he doesn't have to sit there and scream because he knows he's too small for that. So he can just sit there and play with his toys essentially, and people will just come.
And a very, very effective business strategy.
Your new toy crossbow will do 1 point of damage if you manage to hit something. But you have disadvantage on the attack roll because it's very, very difficult for you to maneuver your fingers in there to pull the little tiny trigger.
All right.
Unless you have long nails.
Right, but it'll fire 10 toothpicks in a row. So if you can hit 10 rolls, you can fire 10 toothpicks out of the thing.
I will definitely keep that in mind.
And you keep going, and you come to the gate that leads into where all the bars and all that are, because those are kind of kept away in the residential district so that they don't interfere with the market district, you know? Because, you don't need the drunks coming out into the market, especially the day drunks. That would make a mess for the tourism and all that, so it's better just to keep them with their houses, And the gate guard there just sees Akmite and opens the door. The Akmite, you know that this bar you're looking for is like literally 3 buildings in on your right, next to the Bloody Lollipop.
Yep.
Ooh, what the hell is the Bloody Lollipop, I wonder?
It's another bar as much as Akmite knows, but it's another one of those like no one really. It's just a bar from as far as anybody can tell. It doesn't have anything special about it.
It could try changing the name. Maybe it'll get more customers.
It actually gets a fair bit of consumerism. Akmite, you know that the proprietor of this bar is a very, very beautiful woman, and she tends to get a lot of business in there just because there are a lot of men who get sloshed and they want to come in and see this drunken woman. She's normally very calm, very sober, and she's just very polite.
Yeah.
Yay, world building. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on to the troll.
Okay. You walk in there, and Draven, you hear the door open, and there's Teltix and Akmite. Akmite and Teltix, you walk in, and there's Draven kind of probably on his third thing of ale, I'd imagine at this point, just in the back.
I shout out, "Hey, Draven, how you been?" Just, waving him down.
I glance up and I stand up. Hey, y'all. How you doing?
All right. What the hell happened to you after getting taken by your dad?
How is dumbass senior?
Yeah. All right. First of all, you guys, I'm sorry. I did not mean to leave you guys high and dry like that. My father, who is a complete asshat, did not want me to leave. And since I disobeyed him, he felt it upon himself to gather almost the entire stupid magical army to come and find me. To which he did, chained me up and dragged me off.
Seems kind of overkill.
Yeah. For the past few weeks, I've been chained up, and I had a mind control spells put on me, but luckily, my teacher, my mistress, she rescued me. And I actually just got back to town today. I traveled across the desert of regret for the past few days, traveling with some merchants. They gave me free pass with them to ride along. So, as you can possibly think, my mind right now is not 100%, but I am really glad to see you guys.
Do you think maybe we should take you to a wizard, get your head looked at?
No. From what Aaron told me, everything looked fine. It'll just take me a couple days to pretty much be myself again.
Okay.
But
we're here for you, buddy.
Just be patient with me. Let's keep on doing what we do.
Yeah. Well, do we get a story for our end of things?
What'd you do? I can only imagine what you guys have been through while I've been gone.
It has been a mess.
Yeah.
We were at that cave. You remember the cave. It was a fucking naga in there. It was big and bony. It was like a giant bone snake. I suppose you could say a solid snake. It was guarding a portal which led us to a swamp that was apparently not this world.
Yes.
You mean another dimension?
Another dimension.
Oh my god.
Yep, there are two goddamn dimensions. Definitely more than 3.
Okay, I just have one question. How in the entire continent of Schlock did you survive?
Well, remember that thing we did with the big four-armed thing, the lightning rod trick? Apparently that works on everything.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, he
Fucking
did
awesome.
The Naga before we went in the portal. The thing that summoned that thing was a lich. Which
Wait. A lich?
Yes, a lich. It took from what I could gather, it took the bones from some of the Yanti that were held up in that cave and utilized that to make the Naga. Because it seemingly had the head of a Naga, but its bones were a bit off. But
Interesting.
Yeah, so we went in there. The realm supposedly has a rule where you cannot lie. If you do, these little moth creatures will fly up to your face and start closing your mouth, your eyes, and God knows what else.
And they don't just, purse your lips together. They actually, sew your lips shut.
With your own skin.
Yeah.
I look
they
over
did it to my eye.
I look over at Celtics. How did that fare for you? Since you can't lie, I mean that must have been brutal.
Apparently, sarcasm counts.
Yes.
It
But
was
after
a very
that
trying time.
event, we skirted through this jungle, started feeling ill, came across a weird goblin with a pixie sun sprouting toadstools on their heads, who cured us, or at least got rid of the things that were making us ill.
They were nice.
Yeah, except for they stole some of my gold and, took some of your, took a dagger or something from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them back for that if I ever see them again.
But halfway through the bridge we were on, this giant snake and a lion cornered us on the bridge and took us to their mistress, which was a weird chimera lady with cat ears and wings, and it was just an amalgamation sometimes.
Was she cute?
Hella cute.
Yeah.
Nice. So jealous. Speaking of cute, how is Teresa? Have you seen her lately?
And I start looking around.
JJ, do you have anything to add to that?
No. You good?
She's fine. We gave her some intel about that place. We spoke with the lady. There was a centaur elephant person that we came across, along with a just a normal looking kangaroo.
Huh.
And a dragon eel. We already talked about the giant snake, which was a cleric. Brought me back from the dead.
Apparently you guys deal with a lot of snakes lately.
Yes. Oh yeah, we skinned. I got some fire snake skin that is going to be part of an armor set.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you can. I was finished with that. If you want to add more.
Well, yeah. I picked up from that bone naga a bunch of really cool looking rocks, and I hold up the colored rock.
Draven Celtics holds up these stones, and it looks like gemstones, but they all feel very magical to you, just from like once they're invisibility of you, and they all have their own unique colors, and you can feel magic coming off of them very gently.
I lean in and whisper to him, "This one lets you read minds."
Oh, wow. I wasn't thinking about that. I saw the different colors, and I thought each gemstone represented the elements, but reading minds, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Did you tell them about what happens when you use them?
Oh yeah, they just fucking explode.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
They just blow right the fuck up.
So one-time use and pow, pretty much, huh?
Pretty much.
Except for, I think we had a couple that were multi-use, but you sold them off. It was a cantrip of a mage hand and something else.
I already know mage hand, and my mage hand is better because it could be invisible.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you guys been going through a lot. Once again, I'm sorry about that whole drama with my family. And from what I hear, my family, or especially my father, he's not doing so well in his front, which I could care less about. But for right now, we have a mission to do. So yes. I'm glad I'm back. I'm back with you two. Yeah. What do you guys say we just continue on and see what we got next?
Yeah. Well,
sounds good to me.
Yeah, we're going to wait here a bit, and because we just got done with a political thing out in the Desert of Regret, taking care of the caravan attack problem.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Like right before I went on this trip with the merchants, I heard about the attacks with the caravans, but I didn't see anything. Of course, luck may have been on my side about that, but yeah,
It turns out it was.
Yeah, I have been hearing about that.
Yeah, it turns out it was the Goblin King's 2 sons.
3 sons.
3 sons, right?
4.
Yes.
So many
Multiple sons.
kids.
1 son, 2 son, 3 son, 4 son.
Guys getting busy.
Yes.
Well, leave it up to the freaking goblins. I just had a goblin try to rip me off with a fun game of cards, as he wanted to put it, but I saw through his bullshit and he walked away. Gave me a silver piece. I was happy about that.
Oh man, you should have.
Everybody.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Draven's too into the story.
14.
Teltix finally. Teltix beats this at least.
Yeah.
Teltix, you notice as Draven's telling the story about this goblin and the silver piece. You notice you can see the silver piece for brief seconds because it starts to glow, and then it vanishes.
What?
You see a silver piece.
No, that was my character. In character.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what the fuck? Okay.
What was that, Teltex? What?
Just a fucking silver piece I just saw glow and disappear.
Where was it?
I point in the direction over that way.
It was in Draven's bag.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
was.
that direction. I pointed Draven's bag.
Or wherever Draven did with the silver piece the goblin gave him.
Yeah, I put it in my coin purse, but I guess it's gone now.
Along with all of your gold.
Son of a bitch!
Sorry.
I find it funny how I'm the smartest one in the group, and I act super stupid all the time.
Out of character. Was that the chat?
No.
Okay.
No, that was the goblin.
That's why you don't trust Goblin that was trying to give you money. You could have easily just tossed that off or said, keep it, I'm fine. But,
Hell, it was only 25 gold, whatever.
well, don't worry, we'll be getting a payday from that political thing, so we'll be able to deal with your stuff.
Nice. So,
No, not today.
where's Kelky at?
As you're having this conversation and Draven, you're like, fuck about your gold. You see 2 things. First, you see this very beautiful woman, kind of elven looking, kind of comes in and she starts talking to the barkeep a little bit. Akmite, you notice her and you know that this is the proprietor of the Bloody Lollipop. And she is just like charisma score of 50.
Whoa.
Not literally stat-wise, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
She's
I tap Akmite on the shoulder a lot, like tap, 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 tap. Hey.
I'm just kind of staring silently.
She is so hot. Oh my god.
Y'all are doing this, and they're just conversing, her and the bartender, and Kelky kind of walks up, and I'm curious now whether or not you're going to notice Kelky walking in while you're focused on this girl.
Nope, I am staring directly at this woman, enamored.
I was still looking around, I'm like, yep, I see that.
I've got the cartoon hearts poking out of my eyes. Dum, dum, dum.
There's no way that those are real.
Alright. Hi, sir, how you doing?
Kelky walks up and he nods at you, looks at those 2, looks what they're looking at, and he's just like,
Yes.
I nudge his shoulder. Are you seeing this shit?
Yeah. Duh. Can you not?
I was talking about Kelki. I'm not his
Oh.
shoulder.
Oh,
Yes, I see her, and if my wife saw me seeing her, I would probably not have a life. So I'm not going to see her.
Okay, suit yourself. I'll continue seeing her from here.
so what you're
Silently.
saying, Kelky, is you see her. I mean, you don't see her. Wink.
Exactly.
I
And
face palm.
he looks at Akmite because he's the only one not drooling over himself. Report.
Yep. Yes, sir. We dealt with the carriage attack problems, or the caravan attack problems. That we found out it was the sons of the Goblin King, who I guess thought it would be fun to have some joy rides out in the desert while intoxicated, and we came across a caravan that was being attacked by them. They were harassing the people of that caravan. Luckily, I was able to knock them out. And of course, you show that picture as I'm trying to talk.
Sorry. It's not coming through very well, though.
Yeah, but
She doesn't appear very well. I apologize for that.
that's fine.
I got her. I got her nice. Perfect.
But
Love
we
it.
were, with ingenuity and some quick thinking on the part of Teltex here, we were able to make sure that all of the goblin kids, as well as the civilians that were being harassed, made it alive safe. No damages to, well, other than probably that cart that was out there. No real damage is done to anything. So,
Hey, he stops and he's like, I hope my son never hits that stage.
yeah, you can only hope.
No. As the situation has been taken care of quite handily, I have your payment plus, and he grabs another bag and puts it in that bag, plus a bonus for handling it yourselves instead of having to report back here. Very well done. And he hands you 900 gold. Should cover.
I turn my head. What?
And he's like,
Hey, it's good amount of gold here.
you have performed a service on behalf of the Empire. They pay very well.
Oh, good. You're here.
Alright.
Dragons.
That's a lot of gold.
Draven,
Well,
I feel as
since-
though it's a bigger drop to what you're used to, though.
Not lately.
Fair.
Very sorry about that.
Hey, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Kelky handed you 900 gold. That's about all that's happened.
Especially after the bank incident.
Yep. But thank you, sir. Celtics. This is basically the average amount of gold we would get from doing a job like this. I mean, heck, you got like what, 1,200 gold from the stuff that we got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, that's how
Wait
it
a pretty
works.
penny.
Going out and picking up stuff to get more gold than what you be doing getting a job, from what I've heard about from adventurers coming in.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I suppose we should probably take more jobs like this.
Yep.
Kelky kind of gives you a quick salute, Akmite, and he's like, if nothing else for you at the moment, there's nothing really going on at the moment. There's a few things we need handled, but nothing that you could handle on your own as it stands. So you have for a little bit at least free to yourselves to take care of what you need to take care of. Rest, shop, go adventuring for all I care. Although if you want to go adventuring proper, you will have to go to the guilds and register with them so that they will process you and put you in a proper assigned adventuring party. Per the rules of the Empire and all that, you know, they can't have just anybody running around adventuring.
And I kind of wave him to getting close. sir, with the other stuff, like the exploring the portals, will you at least give us some warning before you pull us out of any adventures we might be on?
Of course, of course. If something comes up, I'll wait until you finish whatever you're on. I don't want to yank you out of. You could be in the middle of doing something actually important, and then you're here, and that's fucked. And then it looks bad on me because people are going to know you're a god from the city, and I don't need the negative PR.
Wouldn't be the first time, Kelgi.
Well,
it's good to see you again, sir. By the way, good to see you.
I hope Liliana eats you.
Now. Let's save that talk for later. Come on. You know you like me. Come on. I've been through a rough time. Give me some slack here.
I must admit, your most recent endeavor was rather perilous. One of my greatest fears to lose control of my own mind.
I'm glad we have an agreement.
Yeah.
Understanding. We have an understanding.
If you have nothing for me, I have nothing really to handle today. I am going to go take my son home. And
all right.
Scrub my mind of things I've seen today so my wife doesn't kill me later.
Wow.
Tell the little one I said hi.
A flourish.
Is that bartender still there? That elf-looking woman?
The proprietor of the Bloody Lollipop has kind of shimmied out during this conversation, and you can see the troll who runs the bar is just like kind of got a smile on her face.
Damn it! I was going to talk to her. Oh well. But hey guys, let's I like what Kelki said. Why don't we go to the guild and see what's going on? I do actually have a question for him while we're there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Disappears. Like literally just you turn her back from this conversation, Kelki's gone.
Yeah. So how are we gonna split that money up exactly? That 900.
Well, it's only fair you guys get the majority of it, 90% of it at least, since I was not here. But considering my gold mysteriously always vanishes for some odd reason, I'll say, can I at least have like about 200? I could be happy with that. And you guys have the rest.
Yeah, let me.
I have an idea. Draven, how about you let me hang on to your... That way you don't lose it.
It's not my fault.
It's just fate isn't very kind to him right now.
Well, fate is slightly kinder to me, so, you know.
Yes. Well, you are a rogue, so they seem to have better luck when it comes to this stuff.
How dare you call me a rogue? I am a respectable
But you are a rogue.
thing.
Respectable thing.
Yes.
By the way,
I'm a respectable, not that.
By the way, Celtics, I see a little toy crossbow on you. What is that thing? Is that a paperweight or a necklace? What is that thing?
Oh, I pinch it and show it to him. Hey, check this out.
This thing
Hey,
is literally smaller than the palm of your hand.
Yeah, I know. I'm holding it between two fingers. I put in a toothpick and I fire it at him.
Roll me a d20 to see if you're actually able to get and work the mechanism, or if you're just like about it.
Okay.
Yeah, you managed to get the tip of your nail in there and pull it, and it goes ding.
So, did you find that, or?
Oh no, I bought it off.
You bought it? Why? Why?
It was a silver piece. It's not like it was that much money.
But whatever. Okay, cool. You shoot toothpicks. All right.
Yeah.
I pat her shoulder. Good for you.
I can't help it. I'm enamored by clockwork shit. It's cool.
Right. Where's this guild at?
You know that the entrance, y'all by this point would know the entrance to the guilds is just back through the entrance from the residential back into the market, and then it's just so there's the so at the back of the market gate, there's to the left is the residential, straight to the guilds, and right to the training grounds. So you'd have to go back to the market district and hang a left.
All right, well, I really want to go to the guild. That sounds really cool. What do you guys think?
I don't see why not.
All right, let's go.
You guys get up your stuff. The bartender holds up the sack of gold that your mistress had left for him for your tab, quote unquote, and drops what's left of it in your hand. You didn't use it. I'm not gonna keep it.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. How much is in there? How much is left?
There's 50 gold left.
Tell you what, you keep 10 for the inconvenience, and I'll take the rest. Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Oh, thank you. And she grabs the 10 and just kind of pockets it. Much obliged, and good luck out there.
Thank you very much.
And she turns and looks outside. It's still pretty going on in the day. It's starting to get a little further into the afternoon at this point. Kids are starting to come home from school.
We're making our way to the guild.
Making our way downtown. Anyway, sorry. You make your way there. There's a duck. Kangaroo. It looks like it's a kangaroo, but it's a duck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of waddling. Wah, wah, wah.
But does it weigh the same as wood?
What?
Did nobody get that reference? Okay, never mind.
Nope. That went over my little head.
Monty Python.
Oh, I haven't seen that in forever. I haven't seen anything like that in forever.
So if she's made of wood, then she's a duck. And she's the same as a duck. She's a witch! Never mind, go ahead. Anyways, move forward.
I understood that reference.
He stops for a minute and eyes Celtics for a minute. He's like, hello, pretty lady.
Hello.
Did you quack back at him?
Yes.
His eyebrows do a little wiggle.
Let's go. I'm actually gonna. If we go to Kelly, I think she's probably done school by now. Get some extra.
Pushing Celtics along. Stop flirting with the duck. Come on.
I turn back and quack goodbye.
He winks and does a wave and then continues sauntering on through the residential.
Just a little bit of blush on my cheeks.
I'm glad some things never change.
You make it to the gate again. They see Akmite. The guard's like, opens the door.
Wait, what?
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 It's another duck kenku.
Okay, hi.
It looks
Hi,
very
Jerry.
familiar. His name is in fact Jerry. Since you just gave him a name for me.
Oh shit! I have a bat named Jerry.
He just kind of waves.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Eyebrow wiggle.
Just come on.
I'm.
Stop flirting with every waterfowl you see. Come on.
Just put my hand to my face. Oh God, come on!
I want to get some potions here. Come on.
Okay.
Go
okay.
sign up for some questing.
At this point, I'm just doing it to irritate you.
Yes, we notice.
The gate closes with a quack.
But it seems like the gods have started to do that as well.
I'm gonna hear quacks in my sleep.
This
Anyways,
is fucking brilliant.
marketplace district now. or
Yeah,
whatever.
you can see there's a lot of kids coming and going now. That you see parents like trying to hold on. There's like one human woman with like 10 kids, all like different ages. They're almost like a totem pole of height. You could probably line them up and shoot arrows straight up and not hit any of them. And she's got like one on her hip too. And she's like, no, come on, no, Billy. Ah! And she's doing that thing you would imagine a mother with too many kids in a very busy open market would be doing. Now, yeah. She's kind of like wrangling them all together. She's like, where's your father when I need him? Ah. And she's like, starts dragging them off to the residential district. And you see the one called Billy's kind of like 5 or 6 skirts out under her arm and like runs up to Teltix. You have horns.
Why, yes, I do, little one.
Can I see?
Yeah, sure. I turn my head down to show.
And you see the mother like in the background like turns around and like and like starts storming over. And just as you bend down, Billy pulls out what is essentially a marker and just scribbles across your forehead, and then it just runs off laughing. There's now like big black marks across your forehead.
And blink for a minute.
As both act might even laugh at you.
Hey, kid, next time try the mustache. It works great. Trust me.
He like turns around, thumbs up, and just giggles. And his mom's like, ah! And starts chasing after him. They run into the residential district. As the gate opens, you see there's no more duck at the gate. He just seems to have disappeared.
Great.
No more duck husbandu.
What?
Husbando.
I was as Ackmeyer. What too? Like in character, going like, what?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's an infernal word.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, is this some tiefling word that I don't know about?
Sure.
Forgetting.
I just look at Ackmite. Don't worry about it. Let's just go.
Yeah, let's.
I shed a small tear.
Yeah.
Is it an anime tear?
Yes.
I'm gonna, before we head off to the guilds, gonna make my way towards the Kelly, the potion girl that we got those good big potions from.
All right. Do you all want to go with Ackmite to go get potions, or do you guys want to like kind of do your own things here?
No, we can do our own thing right now. I do want to go to the guild eventually. There's an important question I do want to ask them. But right now, we can just go together for that. So right now, we can just do our own thing.
Well, I would like to stock up on some liquor.
That's back the way you came.
Fuck.
They don't sell liquor in the market district. It's prohibited.
Okay, fine.
Well, we can always go back that way once we've done our stuff with the guild.
Is there a magic shop around?
Many of them. In fact, I think these two met a very peculiar elf that just loved magic the other day.
Yes.
Oh,
We
yes.
can show you right this way, and we head towards him. Would he be before or after Kelly if you wanted to try to make it easier on us?
Before Kelly, you'd have, if you wanted to, you could go him, Kelly, and then the guild, or you could like go all the way out of the market, basically like towards the gate, hit Kelly's alley, and then come back down the market to hit Sebastian's shop, and then go to the guild.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Let's say we go to Sebastian's first, then go to Kelly's, and head our way to the guilds.
Yeah, sounds good. I just need to go to a magic shop real quick. I want to check on something.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Make your way through town. There's a like, it looks like a statue, but it's moving, and it's dressed up in actual clothes. It's awkward for a moment. Ackmite, you know it's a Goliath. The other two of you,
No.
this is weird. Draven, you're just like, because you're very racially secluded. You just kind of like, what? Because that's very new. For Celtics, it's like you've heard tell of such things, but this is still kind of a new thing for you. Other than that, the trip is of no consequence, and you can make it there relatively quick.
Draven, did you see that fucking statue thing?
Yeah, that's really interesting. I've never seen anything like that before.
It's a little bit creepy. It's just staring.
I find it fascinating, not creepy. That's awesome. I need to write this down. Looks like a Goliath, I guess. It's really cool. I'm writing this down in my book. Like a statue that moves. Looks very interesting.
You walk in, and Sebastian's like in the back. Well, Celtics and Ack might know it to be Sebastian. For you, Draven, there's an elf in the back, and he's just like he's reading a book behind a counter.
Pardon me, sir.
Hello? Oh, hi! Hey! How's it going? Oh, hey! I know you two. Great.
Hello. How are you, Sebastian?
Oh, I am Sebastian. That is for sure. How can I help you? And who is your very handsome friend?
Sebastian, is it?
Oh yes, Sebastian Gravewood.
Well, Mr. Gravewood, my name is Draven Willow. It's a pleasure to
He
make
turns
your
very
acquaintance.
pale.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. The name, don't worry about it. Just call me Draven.
I want you to roll a history check, Draven.
All right.
See if you recognize the Gravewood name. Yay, elf hierarchy.
10.
You're just like, I don't know this name.
Nope, don't know it.
Can I roll a history? Because I'm noticing some weird tension between the two.
With this, you'd have to be a resident, I would say, of Crackleus. You'd have to be around the elven hierarchy in order to be able to get it. Just because it's just one of those things. It's kind of like you might know who's in the court of the English court, but you're not going to be able to name them all. You know what I mean? You just know the famous people.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
So Draven, you're just like, I don't know this guy, but he seems really scared. So you tell him to calm down. He's like, of course. You're, yes, and he's now very nervous.
Okay, Sebastian, calm down. It's okay. Now,
Trust me, he's the good son.
First off, you're probably wondering about my name. It's okay. My father is a douchebag, so you don't have to be feared. If that's your concern, don't worry about it.
Your father? Father?
Not the father.
He's asking if you're saying your father.
Huh?
He's doing that like your father, like as in your father is the current head of the Willow. Is his question just in that very scared like way?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm the son of Sevis Willow, but let's just say he's demented.
Oh yes, very, very.
Okay, good. We good?
Okay.
Okay. Tell you what, I would like. I see. This is your magic shop, right?
Oh, very, very, very. Yes, I have everything. I have pretty rings. I have everything. I even have those nice shoes I gave your friend.
Awesome. So I'm looking for a pair of scrying orbs. Do you have any of those?
Let me check my book. And he goes and he starts going through what you can assume is a stock list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. There was something that was supposed to happen in his shop today. Whether you went here or not, something was supposed to happen today. Fuck. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to look at my notes now and figure out where the hell I was because I was.
In the distance, I'm hearing a god having a brain fart.
Oh shit. Well, I don't have the gold price either for a scrying.
You can hear gods?
Shh.
Teresa's head pokes in. Well, of course you can. Quack.
What? They just whip around confusingly.
I'll be
My duck fan is invading my brain. Help!
Well,
Yes,
yes, I
that's-
have a pair of scrying orbs here. And he finally he opens up the book and just a pair of scrying orbs pop out. He's like, he holds them. 200
Oh,
gold
cool.
apiece.
A piece. Huh.
That is really cheap.
What are the distance between these?
You could probably stand across the city about 10 miles.
10 miles. I look over at the pair, Draven Ekmite, or Celtics and Ekmite. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. The reason why I thought about these scrying orbs, I thought about this on the way here from around the desert. There may be a time where we accidentally get separated. I know one of you guys will most likely come with me. Normally, in our past travels, it's been Akmite that's been close to me. And sometimes there may come a time where we might get separated in like a cave or some sort of labyrinth. And it'd be good to stay in contact with one another just in case that would happen. What do you guys think?
I understand your reasoning, and I am all for it.
So I was thinking we buy this set. I keep one. Celtics, you keep the other. Because like I said, Akmite is normally near me because as you both know, I'm a little squishy.
Yeah.
Agree? Disagree?
Agreed.
Okay. So do you guys want to chip in?
Yep. I think we can each pay 200 for a scrying orb.
Yep. All right, so I pitch in and give 200 out of my half.
As do I.
Oh, very well, very well, very well. And he hands the both of you the scrying orbs instead because you just paid for them. Perfect. And he just puts the gold in the book and it just whoop into the book. He's like, always good to make business. Always good. Great customers. Yes. And he goes and he sets the book down. He says, anything else? Oh, and how are the shoes treating you, ma'am?
Oh, they are just lovely. I just put them in a cup.
You cut out there a little bit.
I said, oh, they're just wonderful. I just broke them in a couple of hours ago. They work like a charm. So does the ring.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, I have these shoes given to me by an adventurer who came in here once, and oh, my friend, and he's talking at you now, Draven. They're just wonderful. And if you look, Draven, Teltix is essentially wearing a pair of Air Jordans.
Oh, neat. Cool.
Have any of you seen the show Harmon Quest?
Yes.
No.
I imagine it's the little goblins' boots of Mad Hawks.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I
These
tell you what.
days I'll brew a beautiful IPA.
Well, I tell you what, Sebastian. I have these wizard robes of mine that can enhance my magical ability. Do you have any other magical clothing that I might be interested in?
He looks at your robe. Oh, this is very nice. Where'd you get this? Yes, very nice.
My mistress gave this to me. Do you have anything that may want to go with it?
Ooh. Tell me, what's it do?
It's none of your concern.
How am I know what to pair with it if I don't know what it does?
I nudge Draven. You can trust this guy. Trust me. He's very reputable.
Says the shady rogue.
I found it.
All
Akmite's
right.
sitting outside for a bit, or at least in the doorway, and he sees a little dog walk past. Oh, how cute.
Pretty much, Sebastian, this increases my armor class by 15.
Ooh. Woven in mage armor. Very interesting. Ooh. Intriguing. I have... I thought you were going to say something.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I found it funny how Drake spoke fucking game stats to the in character.
I was just reading what it does. I don't know how to say it. Now I'm gonna put on here woven and mage armor.
And he's, oh, what do I have? This only works for as long as you have magic, correct?
Correct.
I have just the thing then. And he grabs a shelf and pulls, and it's just like ring after ring after ring after ring, just hundreds of rings. And he's, here we go. And he pulls one off, shuts it, and he pulls up this ring with a pretty blue sapphire crystal in it that you see kind of isn't like, it doesn't look like you might imagine on a normal ring where it sticks up, but instead the gold band splits, and in that split is this sapphire has been set. So it doesn't stick out, it just looks like it's a part of the band. And it's a very bright sapphire. And he puts his hand over it while he's moving, and you see that like the shine from it is mostly from the light hitting it. It's very reflective. And he's like, this is a he's like trying to find a word. Storage device for magic. So right now it has 1 day's worth of magic. So if you wear this and you run out of magic, your cloak can power itself off of this instead.
Oh, wow.
It won't last for very long, though. Your cloak won't. It probably only last about an hour or two using this.
And how much for that?
500 gold.
Ooh.
You can also take you can also use the magic in it for yourself. You could probably cast a couple of small spells with it yourself. By small, he means like you could cast a level 3 spell and use the charge, or like 1 level 2 spell and have a little left over, or 3 level 1 spells, basically.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I glance over to Celtics. Hey, you know that money you're holding on for me?
Yeah.
Can I have 3?
3 rings or 300?
300.
It's a 500 gold ring.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Was I the one holding on to the 900 gold that?
I don't know how you guys split that up.
Yeah, neither do we. Never.
I believe that we're going to split that up halfway, and then I was going to give him a couple, like his 200 gold.
Hang on, give me a second. 900 divided by 4 equals. We can each have 225 apiece if we split it between the 3 of us.
Why'd you divide it by 4?
Oh, 3. Shit, my bad. I'm a doof. By 3. Yeah, 300 apiece.
Yeah.
It took you a calculator to do 900 divided by 3?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
That's exactly it.
Celtics, can I borrow 200 from you and I'll pay you back?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hand him 200.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and give him 500 for that.
He gives you the ring. He's like, oh, yes. And he stacks it up. So so long as you're wearing this ring, you have either 3 level 1 spell slots, 1.5, technically, 1 and like a third or quarter, whatever. Second level spell slots, basically not enough to cast another spell. Or 1 third level. You could cast a 1 and a 2 if you needed to. So, or and on its own, it's enough to keep your robe charged for about 2 hours if you run out of spell slots yourself.
Gotcha.
But if you run out of spell slots yourself and then the robe starts feeding off of it, you won't be able to use it to cast magic with.
Gotcha.
Just to give you the restrictions on it.
Well, that helps. Okay, cool. Well, I'm happy here.
Yeah, you put it on, you can feel kind of like this extra energy, but it doesn't have anywhere to go, so it just kind of like settles back in the ring.
This is very, very cool. I love it. What is the band? Is it gold or is it silver?
It's gold-plated platinum.
Go. Whoa. Okay. Love it.
Befitting of a royal such as yourself.
You've made him anxious again. You made Sebastian anxious again. He's like,
Oh no.
I elbow Teltix. Don't.
Sorry. Whoops. My bad. I turn to Sebastian. Pray tell, would you have anything that I might be interested in? Just to try and get him back into the merchant mood rather than this nervous wreck.
I have. Oh yes. I have scrolls. If you'd like scrolls, I have many spell scrolls. And he opens a filing cabinet, and there's just scroll after scroll after scroll after scroll. It's like anything particular. They range from about 50 gold to about 5,000 gold.
What would you have in, say, the 100 to 300 range?
Oh, many things. I have to open up a spell book real quick for myself.
Go right ahead.
What's Akmite doing outside this whole time? I guess.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I'm kind of in the doorway, but I'm like, just kind of like looking around, checking stuff out, going, oh, this is fun. Kind of like debating on whether or not I want to head over to Kelly's place or not, and just like tell them, hey, I'm going over. I want to roll something, maybe like as a like decision making thing. What would be a good kind of number, like just like a 50-50, you know?
What I would do is take a roll 20 and just like,
do like evens, I do this, odds, I do this, or like anything above this. Just your pick. Just be like,
I was gonna roll a 1d4 and say that like the evens and odds, basically 2 and 4 I go, and 1 and 3 stay.
I think you can roll a d2 actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Flip a coin if you needed to.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've got a personal role, like you're trying to decide, if your character's like, I'm trying to make a decision between two things, if it doesn't require anything extra from the universe or from me or anything like that, if you're just trying to make up your mind between something, you can just, whatever rules you want to apply to yourself for a self roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll 3. Alright, I'll stay. I'll just go, alright guys, can we hurry up here?
Sebastian here's like, oh, yes, of course, I don't want to keep you. And he just kind of pulls one out of the cheaper ones out of the thing at random. And he's like, I have a scroll of see invisibility. It'll let you see things that are invisible.
Interesting.
For an hour.
Okay. What else you got?
And he goes back in and he's like, he's like trying to pick one.
Don't worry, we're in no rush.
He pulls on another one. He's like, oh, I have one of magic aura.
What does that do?
It makes it so divination spells can't tell things about things. It's an illusion.
Ooh. I can see how that'd be useful. How much for that?
150.
I'll take it. And how long does that last?
24 hours.
Ooh, sounds useful.
I will
400.
I will send you the information for what that does, kind of on the side, because it's really fucking long what it does. It's really simple in the basics for it, just for TLDR. It makes it so anything that detects magic or anything like that gets a false reading from it. That's the long and the short of it. There's more to it than that, but that's kind of the basics. So,
all right.
If you cast it on an undead, then Akmite's detect good and evil wouldn't be able to find it, or would come back as a good instead of an evil or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I can definitely think of something to use this with.
Other than that, he's like, and so you swap out the gold for him.
Yep.
I was like, okay. Is there anything else?
No,
in
I
much
believe
better
we're good, Mr. Sebastian. Thank you so much for your help.
Okay, thank you. You all have a lovely day. Thank you for coming to the shop. Gives you a bow. His hands kind of like do this weird flourish at motion. He kind of looks like a swan about to fly. Thank you. And he goes and he sits back down and he picks up his book. And all of a sudden he's just book.
All right.
Walking
Guys.
outside, looking at my new ring. This is so pretty. I love it.
As you get out in the sunlight, Draven, the sapphire kind of gets this moment where it looks like the ocean. When it's in the
Ooh.
sunlight.
Wow, this is really, really cool. All right, cool. Onward.
All right, we'll head down to Kelly's before heading off to the guilds.
You make your way that way. You remember which alleys, ways, and all that there are, and you see like a couple of mice running around, but none with those weird red crystals. And you get to the end, and there's Kelly with her little stall. It looks like she's just setting it up. She's got like, you can tell she's got like homework or something next to her, and she's like working on that, and she's putting things up, and then she's working on her homework, and then she sets things up, and she sees you. Oh, hi.
Hi, Kelly.
And she puts her blue book away. How can I help you?
Need to buy some more potions. Yeah. I still got some from the other day, but I thought, give you some more to help you out with your family and stuff like that. 25 gold, right?
Yeah. And she like pulls out a pot because it looks like it's like just finishing. It's still hot, and she concentrates for a minute, and you watch as a mage hand forms, and it like scoops some of the water up and just kind of gently pours it into a filter, so she doesn't have to touch it or anything. It's just this tiny mage hand that she's concentrating so hard to keep going, and she pours it in through a little funnel into these bottles. She just starts filling them. How many do you want?
I was gonna think about. Hold on, gotta do the math. There's 100, so I'm gonna say about 6.
Okay. And it takes her a couple minutes to fill these up from the pot. You can tell like it takes her a lot to keep this mage hand going, and just slowly pouring this potion in with her mage hand. It's still really hot. You can see steam coming off of it. So when she just pours, and as she corks the bottle and sets it aside, you can tell she's like quick with her hand that she actually touches it with, because the glass is kind of warm from the brewing. And she fills all 6 bottles, and here you go.
All right, and I take them and give her 150 gold.
Thank you. And she kind of like quickly mouses it away. Does anyone else want to buy potions from our good friend Kelly?
Right, I think Acolyte bought enough for all of us, right?
Yep.
Good enough for 2 apiece.
Yep.
And she kind of waves, and she pulls back out her big blue book, and she starts reading and doing homework again.
All right. So let's off to the Adventurers Guild, and you remember what I told? I tilt my head to actually act like the character. Remember what I told you about if anyone comes and gives you issues, right? Go to my mom's bar up in the residential district.
She nods. I know. No one's been down here for a while. It's been quiet.
Okay.
I haven't seen any mice either. It's been really quiet, actually.
Yeah. If there are anything like that, you also tell her, because I think she'll probably get the guards to do it a lot.
She smiles and nods. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy.
You can tell she's kind of distracted because she's like stuck on something in her homework, but then she's like, and she figures it out. She's a smart girl.
Cute kid.
With her big blue book.
Can I do a real quick investigation to see what she's reading?
To see what?
To see what she's reading. Just out of curiosity.
Sure, go ahead and either roll perception or the other thing, investigation,
Investigation,
whichever one's better for you.
I will take investigation because I'm better at that.
Wow. It is you notice it's a really big book about the specifications regarding different companies that sell clockwork devices. It seems a little advanced for a little girl, honestly. And she's just like, and then she starts writing again. Okay.
I kneel down and ask, what are you reading?
Oh.
I obviously know what she's reading, but,
This is a book about different companies in the world that make little clockwork devices, and I'm trying to research how they do it and like what's good clockwork and what's bad clockwork.
I see. Well, tell you what, I'm going to give you one of my little toys. Would you like that?
Ooh, you have clockwork?
Oh yes, I have a pair of clockwork devices.
Did you get it from the gnome out in the market?
Yes, I did. I got one of them from him.
Ooh, his stuff's always really nice, but doesn't let me play with it.
Yes, I kneel down and give her the toy crossbow.
Ooh, this is really fancy. And she starts like looking at it and like making notes on it. Now she's like studying it.
You can keep that. It's all yours.
She like gets a little teary-eyed. Really?
Yep. No charge.
She hugs you.
Aw. I hug her back.
And she cries a little bit. She's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And she goes back over there and she starts playing with it.
I whisper to Teltix.
Yeah?
Thank you for getting rid of that. If you'd used that during battle, I would have thrown you at the monster.
I actually was going to use it.
You made a little girl happy. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm assuming you guys are heading back out towards the guild now.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. You head out back to the market. It's still kind of that busy time. This hasn't taken all that much time in game. You see, there's a kobold kind of coming around and like picking up meat. And there's a dwarf off in the other corner like perusing different stones. There's a guy like kind of like selling stones. It's funny because they're two dwarves and they're both kind of arguing, kind of trying to sell and barter about these different stones. And to everybody else, they just look like the same damn stone. But these two dwarves, everything about these stones has to be discussed and argued over. It's kind of funny to watch. And you make your way to the guild, and there's a what looks like an iguana, but in a humanoid form. Hello, hi, yes. And he kind of opens the gate. Yes. And you walk into the courtyard of the guilds, because each guild is its own, like, essentially pick whatever your class is, it has its own guild, basically.
Yep.
And like in these giant towers that surround a courtyard in the center. The courtyard itself is pretty big. And it's pretty obviously which one's the wizard's, because they're all the same height except for the one that's for the wizard, because it continues in this weird, like, the Weasley house tower sitting on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, the courtyard's lush and green. There's some like guys hanging out against the wall, kind of watching. There's a bunch of like little kids. You can tell are probably like sorcerers or something like that, because they're not at school or coming home from school, and they're playing with magic, and that's basically what's going on as you walk into this courtyard. There's a fountain off to one side, keeps changing colors.
How many different guilds are there in this courtyard?
Well, the courtyard then leads to separate doors for each tower, and each tower leads to basically, if it's a class, it's a guild. So
okay. Well, is there
so like there's a rogue, wizard, mage, shit like that?
Is there a guild hall that would accommodate a group such as Vars? that has different classes?
No, each one's individual. They all work together, but each one has their own tower, so to speak.
Oh, okay. So
It's kind of they're guilds in like air quotes, but they're mostly for the training of new people.
Okay.
It'd be a history check for the history of Crindolia's founding and all that if you were really that interested in all that.
Mildly interested, so I'll do that.
my 21 says yes.
Draven knows this. Teltix, you're not from around here, so you're just like, huh? Draven, you know that Crindolia was founded by a big group of adventurers that slayed a massive dragon, or slayed in quotation marks again, because no one ever actually found a body. And they decided that they needed a place to train new people because they were getting old, so they started schooling people out of here, and as time went on, they had more apprentices, so they had to build a tower. Well, then the apprentices would get married and come back, and then they would need houses, and you get the idea. So on and so forth until Crindolia was born. And at its center is where the schools were originally founded.
Oh, okay. So with these separate classes, we would go to our individual class guilds and register with them, or is there a registration booth we go to?
You'd have to register with your individual guilds, and then it would be like, oh, you three are together. They've already got paperwork from Kelki. I'll just meta that. They've already got the knowledge from Kelki. They just need you to come in and John Hancock it, so to speak.
Oh, okay. I guess I will go to the wizard's booth then.
And I the rogue's booth.
Good night to the paladins.
You go in there, and the guy behind the counter knows who you are. He's like, mate, this is Bob Ross. Not literally, that's not his name, but just picture Bob Ross as a paladin.
Yeah.
He's even got a painting next to him.
Oh man, I wish I was a paladin right now. Bob Ross is like my fucking idol. I love him.
And he's painting. It's like, oh, Ackmite, you're here to you're here to register. Oh, one moment. He snaps his fingers. Hey, there's someone here to register. One of our friends, the one Kelki sent the paperwork over for, and this halfling kind of like comes up and, oh yes, and hands you the paperwork, and it's just like, just sign here, and it's just like, you've been trained in, you're with, and all that information's already been filled out, and then at the bottom it's just your signature. Bureaucracy.
Spit down your happy little signature right down there.
Right, and she's just sign here.
Yep.
Teltix,
I do that. Oh.
Sorry. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Teltix, you walk in and there's no one here. It's empty.
I roll perception.
Okay.
See if I can notice if there's anyone hidden.
Nope. You just walk in.
I just scream out, "Hello! Anyone here?"
You feel a hand on your shoulder. Just out of nowhere. Boo.
I turn around slowly.
There's no one there.
What the fuck is going on in this spook show?
The door closes. It's dark.
I have dark vision.
It's
magically
dark.
Oh fuck.
You're just like,
I'm just gonna search around for a corner to hide in until all this stops.
You're searching around and you feel something slimy and gooey. It squishes in your hand as you touch it. It's like,
I grab a handful of whatever it is and throw it in a random direction, trying to hit something.
It's stuck to your hand, and now your hand's covered in this green ichor.
Ugh.
It's like snot.
How far away are my friends?
They're a distance.
Shit, I'm just gonna scream out to them for help.
You have something in your inventory, which we just bought.
You start screaming, and the lights come on, and then you're just surrounded by rogues. They're just like, got you!
Oh, you... Jesus Christ.
And in the corner, the turtle that you recognize is like one of the guild masters just rolling on the ground, literally on his shell, rolling back and forth, laughing their asses off.
Oh, God damn. You guys. Okay, that was pretty good.
And you still got this green goo on your hand, by the way.
I just try to shake it off.
It doesn't come off. It's just like Jello stuck to your hand. It like comes out and then slings back in.
Anybody got some water I can wash this shit off with?
And they chuckle, and the guildmaster comes over and he just kind of scrapes it off with his fucking turtle hands. Scrapes it off. And then he's like, it's just shell lube. And he sticks it in his shell, and you see it like gets all slimy and shit. He pops it out of his shell a couple times. Now you're here to sign your papers, and he.
Yep.
Same thing with that Akmite just had. You know, you are, what you're signed in, who you're with, and all that fun.
Yeah. I happily scribble out the information needed.
The door creaks back open as you sign.
All right. And I head back out to the courtyard to wait for the gang.
Draven, as you walk in, there's an old human guy reading a book behind the counter. Oh, hello, son. Oh, you must be the one Kelky sent the papers over for. Yes. Oh, yes, one moment. And he, like, puts on a pair of glasses. He sits down. He starts looking. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, right here it is. Right here it is. Yes, there you are. And he's just holding his staff kind of cuddled up to him. There you are.
Ah, thank you, sir.
And he looks at you. You happen to be friends with that paladin?
Yep. His name's Akmite, and I'm also teamed up with a tiefling named Teltix.
Oh,
who's over in the rogue section.
The rogue section. I've met your paladin friend. We had a long discussion over mortality the other day. It was quite enjoyable. Quite enjoyable. Do tell them I said hi.
Oh, I sure will.
Do tell them Marcus says hi.
While I got you here, I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
Have you, by chance, in your travels or through gossip, have you heard tales of an object called the Deck of Many Things?
Oh. You want the deck. Many seek the deck. Very good deck. You hold it in your hands and you play with it.
Okay, back to topic.
The deck is with Kelky.
Kelky has
Kelky's deck.
Oh my god.
I hear he lets his wife play with it sometimes.
Maybe Kelky likes some deck on the side.
I love your humor, sir. You have a very good humor. I love it. Comedy.
He's like, I'm not joking. Kelky has the deck. It's a big deck.
He's a big man. I understand. I mean, have you not seen the size of his shoes? Come on.
He's
So,
just staring at you like, okay, I've told you what you wanted to know.
are you serious? Kelky has the Deck of Many Things.
Yes, Kelky has the deck. He found it a while back. Oh, many cycles ago. He worried about such a thing getting into the wrong hands, so he took it for himself. It stays on his person at all time, I hear. Always has his deck on him.
Any man would.
I just hope so.
All right, so that's good info for later. What do you have on the board right now? Any job openings that me and my group would be interested in?
Oh, I have something, yes. There's been some disturbances out in the forest, and if you're looking at the map, he means this forest. It doesn't have a name.
Okay.
We haven't much information about it, but animals have been stir wild. The locals who live in the little cabins and whatnot in the area have reported that strange noises in the night. It's an investigation. That's not really all that important. No one's wanted to go out that way yet, though. You know, it's no glory in it. You know how they say. Everybody comes in here. They want something glorious and fabulous. Oh, there's a princess, or oh, there's a dragon, something like that. No one ever wants to go on the small things. There's a few people here and there who go out and do something small for a little gil, but other than that, for the most part, no. No one does anything small.
Well, if it's bothering the people, I mean, this country is dependent on the people, and if they're in distress or if they're irritated about something, it's our job as guild members to rectify that. Am I correct?
It is the job of those who would take this lifestyle, though some use it for more devious acts.
Well, I have no business with those fiends. Tell me, can you give me a little bit more
Fiends?
information?
Who said anything about fiends? Do you have a fiend? He opens a book of like different monsters that are fiends. Do you
At
have a
this
fiend?
point, I walk through the door looking for Draven. What are we talking about?
Akamite, what are you doing during this?
Well, I just left the thing, and I see Taltic's heading over to the wizard thing, so I'm probably a little bit behind her.
Okay. She walks in. He's like, oh, well, yes, she's a fiend. I'm sorry. I thought you meant something different.
I also have a fiend. I pull out my bat.
Oh, familiar. Yes, I have one of those as well. And he has a Sado dragon kind of curls around him. It's about 5 foot long, though. It's like, instead of like the normal tiny one, this is a kind of a big Sado dragon kind of curls around him.
A pseudo dragon or a fairy dragon?
A pseudo.
There's a very okay. Gonna say maybe we found it.
No, there's no hit.
Oh,
He's the dragon kind of like, and you can feel it's a celestial being though instead of a fiend. He's just petting it. He's like, but anyway, yes. Kelki has the deck. It's a big deck too. You might want to be careful with it.
I'm sorry. What?
He looks at you. Kelki has a big deck.
I'm sure he does.
I asked this kind sir about an artifact called the Deck of Many Things. I'm not sure if you heard of it or not, but apparently...
Are you kidding me? I've been trying to hunt that thing down for years.
I love how everybody in this party knows about this thing.
Apparently, it resides with Kelki.
Oh, okay. So Kelki has the deck.
Yep. So
Kelki has the deck.
We need to ask him about that later. Also,
It's a very nice deck.
Also, I've been told that there are some disturbances out in the nearby forest. Some villagers and other people are hearing strange things at night. It has all the animals riled up, and a lot of people don't want to take this job. I mean, I think it'd be good for us to get back in the groove of things of our group, but I want Jaw's opinion too.
And Acklight walks in.
Well, before I take a job, I always like to get more information.
I was just asking him about that, and he just kept talking about Kelpi's deck.
That's a nice deck.
Yes, we know.
Next time I see him, I'll have to ask to see the deck.
You wanted to know about the disturbances in the woods? He sees Akamite. Oh, hello, friend. Hi, how have you been?
Good. How's looking into that little stone I gave you the other day?
Oh, I haven't had time yet. I've got this duty today. We have to alternate it out.
Oh, by the way, Akamite, apparently this guy says hi.
Yes. He just said hi to me.
You watch the old man kind of just face palms.
But, yeah. To talk about that, my friend gave their stones to the magic shop owners, Sebastian.
Oh, young Sebastian. I remember when he was young. Well, relatively young. Damn elves.
Yep. But he's got some of them. My friend here still has one of them, and I guess can read thoughts, but these things explode, so if you happen to use that on accident, be careful, it might blow up in your face.
Holds up his hand that's a part of the staff, that is holding a staff, and he like he shows you, and like he doesn't actually have a hand. His hand is just like it's just the staff, then plugs into a piece of wood that plugs into his arm.
I stare. What?
I've had some experience with explosions in my life, lads.
Huh.
Yeah. And
I'm terribly sorry.
And I bring up my arm that was mutilated by those clipper fish, and I'm like, yeah, it's never fun to. I almost lost this thing to some clippers.
Mortality.
Yeah.
Far less complicated than morality, at least.
Hmm.
Oof.
And a far
It
easier thing to hold in your hands than the deck.
But both easy to lose if tipped the right way.
He looks at you. You've lost your deck, son.
Say what now?
Chuckling to myself.
He looks. You say out loud that they're both easy to lose. And he's like, "You've lost your deck."
I have not lost a deck. I just bought one a little while ago.
Oh man, you got to be careful with those. You never know where they've been.
He starts to grin a little bit. Yeah, you've always got to be careful where you get your deck from.
Yeah.
He's got a nice little like conniving smile, just gentle, like
All
your
right.
granddad had a dirty joke smile.
Okay. So are you finishing up your paperwork in here?
Yes. Your friends were asking about some disturbances in the force up in the forest.
Okay.
We don't have much information. Just the locals. You know, there's not very many people up there. Just ones and twosies. A few people who just go up there to be away. Maybe I think there's a druid in the forest. Tends to be, and they're very quiet folk. You know, they just live off the land, and they've been just reporting some odd noises in the dark, and the animals being very aggressive and angry lately. We haven't heard from the druid though in quite some time.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what's going on there, but there is a mission through the guilds available to go up there, but no one wants to do it. It's not very worth in the fame department, and it's only about 100 gold in the pocket change department. And most adventurers, they'll just sit and wait on something bigger to come along, rather more import or more gold.
I found it rather interesting, and with me just getting back, figured it'd be a good job for us to take to get back in the groove of things. And from what it seems like, it's not going to be that big of a deal, and be good for the villagers over there too.
Yep. Would be a
Sounds
good
good to me.
trial run for us.
Okay, I believe we will take the job.
Hey, he's like, oh, perfect, and he like gets up on his staff. You can see he like puts his other hand on the staff and has to push himself up, and it must feel awkward because the staff is his arm, and it just looks painful. And he walks over very slowly to a little board, and he just pulls off a little sheet of paper, turns around, hobbles over, hands it to Draven probably, and he's like, "There's your contact information." It says Nicole. That's all it says is just Nicole.
Nicole.
Doesn't say anything else, just Nicole. And it goes like, reward 100 gold. Job, investigate. Location, forest.
It's highly vague.
Well,
there's nothing has a proper name up there. It's very uncivilized.
Might want to get some people on that.
The druid would be very angry if we moved any more people in on the forest.
Is the druid named Nicole?
No. No one knows the druid's name. He's never spoken it. He just is the druid.
Well, then who the fuck is Nicole?
Some woman who lives up in the area. She brought it down when she brought cabbages last week.
I see. All right.
She makes
If
very
you say
good
so.
cabbage stew, though.
All right, so Nicole. All right, I guess we'll just try to find this Nicole in the forest. Hooray!
Yay.
He pulls open a map, and I'm just gonna map. He's like, from what I remember, she lives somewhere around here.
Oh, so pretty much around the entrance of the forest, then.
Is there really? He looks at you very philosophically. Is there really an entrance to it? Could it not any point be an entrance?
All right, she probably lives near that point in the forest, then.
Other than that, he's just like, she makes good cabbage stew. He just repeats it again. He seems to have a moment of just like cabbage stew.
All right,
I'll bring you back some stew.
Thank you, Guildmaster.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, well, I'm one of the guild masters, but I'm not the guild master. I'm a master of the guild, but not the guild master. It's complicated.
All right, I'm just going to call you GM.
Anyway,
Winks at him.
enjoy your time, and do ask Kelky about his deck.
I will be sure to do that as I roll my eyes.
And he sits back down, pulls back open his book, and just starts reading. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
And to you as well.
All right, so you guys want to hit up this forest now, or you want to wait a little bit?
Actually, I wanted to check with the rogues, see if we can take from them as well.
If you can
Okay.
play.
If we can take a quest from them as well.
You can go in there, but what they're going to tell you, just for GP, is that all the guilds have the same quests.
Okay.
You can take more than one, but at the moment that they don't really have very many in. It's been very slow. There's been a lot of chaos, but people haven't been sending in requests.
Okay.
It's been mostly political things going on, like what was going on in the desert, things like that. There's not been very many need for an adventurer lately, so there's been a lot of people out in the courtyard gathering dust.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll just do his thing then. Case.
Not that I'm trying to like railroad to go to the forest, but that's just the only quest line that they have for you. There's other things
Right.
to do and different things. So that's just what they have for you.
I get you.
But yeah, so that's basically what's going on in the guilds. After you pick that up, you go and you talk to the rogues, and they explain all that to you.
All right.
Onward!
Yes. Or so dumbass.
All right, so we got everything we need. We got our potions. We got everything for the market. So I guess we can just head out of town and go towards the forest. See what's going on.
As you start heading out of the gates, you start heading back through the market district. It's kind of quiet. Things are starting to calm down. It's getting a little late. It would probably take you well into the night to make the trip. You could make the trip, and it would be like midnight when you got there, if not later, because it's a bit of a trip, obviously.
What's the distance between the main entrance and the? There we go.
About 20 miles ish.
Okay.
So it's not too far, but it's literally 20 miles.
Well, if you guys want, we can walk. Start walk about halfway and then stop and camp for the night.
Yeah, before we do that, maybe go get some camping equipment, maybe a tent or two, just so we're not lying out in the elements, just in case.
I mean, I have all that,
Okay.
but you guys might want to get that stuff for yourself.
Yeah, I think so. I got a couple gold left over. I can go and grab some of that, as well as some jerky, aka rations.
So you're looking for essentially a camping store. Celtics?
Sorry, what?
Ackmite wants to go find a camping store to buy camping supplies, essentially.
All right.
That should be in our Explorers pack, correct?
Yeah, shouldn't we have that already?
Does Ackmite have that stuff?
I didn't. I wasn't the one holding on to it. I have my priest pack stuff, but I don't have our camper gear. I remember Kelky giving it to us, but I thought one of the others would put it in their stuff. But I can grab that.
I'll say that one of you, between the three of you, you have enough stuff for like tents and whatnot, but you don't really have much of a way of anything else. Because Kelky did, I remember now, give you guys an extra explorer's kit that had enough for all three of you to make camp with. Because it's what you've been making camp with.
Okay, so yeah, we got like the tents and the tents that we can use, but well, yeah, we can stock up on rations and stuff. I mean, it won't be a short trip. It won't be a long trip, but it'd still be nice to have something if we decide to camp instead of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You find looks like it's in a weird green and brown motif, little splotches of different colors here and there. It's camouflage. Colored building. Ackmite, you know that this is like an outdoorsy place. Hunters like to come in here. They pick up rations and gear for hanging out outside. It doesn't really do armor or anything like that, but it's like for what your average citizen might need to go hunt a deer, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. We walk in.
The guy behind the counter, he's got like different crossbows on the wall, like different sizes, different colors, different arrows, all sorts of things. You know, and he looks at you. Oh, hi! And it's a human. Hi, what you need?
Hey,
Hello.
just here to pick up some like ration supplies and stuff like that. We're heading out into the forest.
Oh, you need some jerky.
Yep.
And he turns around. He's like, "Oh, I got deer jerky. I got cow jerky. I got." And he stops, thinks about it for a minute. Nothing. Don't worry about that one.
I roll a perception to see what he's stopped for.
Okay. You notice that the meat, on the side, there's like an H, and that's about all you see.
Mm-hmm.
And he just puts it away real quick. He's like, but yes, we have deer and cow jerky. Yes. Also, we have a special going. If you buy, for every 4 pounds of jerky you buy, I throw in a pound of these. They're these weird little sweets my niece has been making. I'm trying to get them to sell a little bit, and he holds out what is a bag of marshmallows. These aren't something you've seen before, though. So, like, the birth of marshmallows has just happened.
Mm. Oh,
Like, would you like to try one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll try one.
I will be right back.
I was about to end it here after this scene, so.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Do you? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, he just hands you all a marshmallow to try.
Can I have a sample of some of that jerky?
Which one? He holds up both bags that he has.
The third one.
Oh, he's very uncomfortable.
What?
He's like,
Ackmite goes, what third one?
he reaches around, he pulls it down. He doesn't show it to you. He kind of like holds the back to it. He's like, here, and he kind of hands you a piece of meat. It's dry. It looks like jerky. Doesn't really taste, look, or smell any different than other jerky.
I really don't trust this guy. Because I noticed the label there had an H on there. What, pray tell, does the H stand for?
Heart jerky?
Half what and what?
Rolling
What are you rolling?
insight.
Okay.
See if he's lying.
This man is not telling the truth at all. He's stuttering. You can see he's sweating. His eyes are kind of skipping around.
Alright, quit bullshitting. What have you got, and why are you hiding it?
It's human jerky.
Oh my god.
I fucking knew it.
He's like, it's good. He himself.
Why
being
do you
human.
have it?
You do realize that is cannibalism.
I was about to scream that out as Akmite. That is cannibalism.
It's not like I'm killing people for it.
I'm just going to let the paladin decide what to do with this situation. I just walk away a little bit.
Akmite, cannibalism is a mortal sin, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's not illegal, however. It's only illegal if you kill the person, which he's claiming he did not.
How
Roll
did you
insight to
get-
see if he's lying.
You can roll it. I'm asking, then where did you procure this meat?
Teltix, he seems to be truthful to you. Akmite, he looks at you. I've got a friend of mine who works out in the woods. Anytime he finds one of the humans dead out there, he just kind of jerkies them up and sends them down here. They're not part of the city. They're just random folks that live out in the woods. They get caught up in one thing or another, and then their bodies are just there. They're just going to waste. So I get them.
I don't care if this is from people out there. These are still civilians of our country being killed out in the woods and then harvested for.
We're not the ones
Food?
killing them. We just find the ones that are already dead.
Doesn't matter. You should be either
We tell
burying
people
them
when
or
we find the bodies, and then parts of them disappear.
no part should be disappearing. I'm gonna roll intimidation with my sword at his.
You draw
My
your blade
mace
at this
up.
guy.
Yes, I
Okay.
draw my blade as intimidation because I don't like the idea of anyone, especially knowing that this is his own kin's meat.
Right. Roll intimidation
So-
with advantage as you threaten him.
10.
And he's like, "There's nothing illegal about it. You can't do anything for it."
Can I help him with the intimidation?
Sure. But I am going to end it here after we get done interrogating this guy.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, you get the 18 because he already has one of you, and he was scared. So he's like, "Oh, okay. Jesus, I'll stop." He doesn't say Jesus. He says something else, but I don't know what the hell he wants to make him say. So,
The Lord, stop.
Jeezy Pete's.
okay, here. He just like throws Draven the meat. Just throws it at Draven. I don't want it. Fine, I'll stop. Ah,
Out of curiosity, I take a little bite just to see what it tastes like.
roll
'Cause I'm not-
Constitution.
I'm not human, so it's not cannibalism for me.
Roll Constitution as you nibble into this jerky made of people.
I do as well. This is great.
There it is. 14.
Draven, you're just like, I'm an elf. Things like this don't bother me.
Yeah.
Celtics, you throw up. It's like immediately puking.
Do you see how awful this is?
It's a bit peppery, in my opinion.
You're not human. You're not even a.
Are you okay?
This is a shit show.
But I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn to him and say, if I hear any inkling of you selling any more of this, I will come back. I don't. Nothing sentient, even if it was not killed by your own hands should ever be turned into food.
All
I
right.
don't. Wild animals and cows are fine, but
He stops and he's just like, "You mean sapient, sentient? Cows
Sapient.
cows are sentient."
yes.
I'm sorry, what?
He has a brief moment where he explains the difference between sentience and sapience. Where sentience is just a creature that's alive and feels emotion, where sapience is like a human or an elf, where it's cognizant and can think and walk and talk and
Yes.
all that. He gives you a brief definition.
I misspoke, but you now understand what I mean by something sapient, such as yourself. Doesn't matter if it was killed by a creature or some weird thing out in the forest. Doesn't mean you should be making jerky out of it.
Yes, I'll stop.
And not only that, but it is worse for you than any other meat here. This can make you go mad.
He's like, only if we eat the brains. We don't take those.
Here. I just storm out.
I'm slightly disturbed that he knows that. I walk out with him, just turning back as I walk. If this happens again, I'll...
Who's walking out with the 2 pounds of human jerky, though?
I guess that's me. He handed it to me.
Draven just pockets 2 pounds of human jerky. Does anyone want to buy anything from this guy? Or are we just stealing his jerky and leaving?
I have all this meat in my hand.
I will go back
I'm
in,
like,
pissed
and I-
off, and I will say,
Celtic, don't you need a tent or camping stuff or what?
we already got some from Kelki. We just
Okay.
need rations. And maybe some fishing or other supplies.
Well, I got some pounds of meat over here if you want some.
Not that meat. You throw that away.
I'll take another piece of jerky.
Okay, you are going to give me a discounted price. I'm looking in right now, or that devil lady's going to come back in here and have her way with you.
I'm sorry, what?
He's like,
You are not here. You are outside. I walk back in.
He's like, oh, she's gonna have her way with me.
Not in that way. She'll rip your flesh from your bones.
Oh.
It's the way of her choosing, to be honest.
Yes.
He wiggles
Is
his
this-
eyebrows.
But
Is this
you
human
are going
slightly
to give me a
attractive?
discounted price
No, it's not.
for about 2 weeks' rations. How much is that?
He just hands you 5 pounds of rations, just deer jerky, basically, and like 2 things and 2 waters.
And just to be nice to your daughter, I'm going to give you these 6 silver pieces and 3 gold for the marshmallow, a bag of the fluffy white things.
He hands you. You have 300 marshmallows now.
Thank you.
Hooray.
Yeah, you guys.
And
walk
how
out.
much were they? How did I get the 5 pounds of
Yeah,
jerky?
You got
Yeah.
How
that
much
300
was it?
marshmallows, and just what you gave him already is just what he's going to take for it. He's
Okay, so
just like done for the day. He's like, I'm just going to close the shop. In the back of his head, he's like, I'm going to close the shop. I'm going to go home. I'm going to sleep with my wife. And sleep with my other wife.
I
Oh,
don't
jeez.
do that, but
Yeah, that's just what's
Alright.
in his head. No one
okay.
hears that. That's just what he's thinking.
Silly.
Okay, so yeah, we
Fucking cannibals,
Well, pick-
man.
we'll pick that up later or next time. So
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, you guys head outside. It's still pretty early. It's not like early, but like it's early in the night, basically, like 6, 7-ish by now. And the streets are starting to get calm, and that's where we're in the session.